Hello. Um, it's 6:40 in the morning, and I am lying in bed, going over this assignment for week 3. So sorry if my voice sounds like I just woke up, because I did. Um, all right. So week 3 assignment's gonna look a little bit different than last week and the week before, but it will also be a little bit easier. So there's that. Um, it'll be assigned to a Google Doc again, and it'll be one assignment for the entire week. Your assignment is to watch a movie, any movie. It can be with your family, it can be by yourself, it could be this morning. You can finish it all this morning, or you can wait until Thursday night, Friday morning to do it. Okay? Watch one movie. So this assignment should take you, so like in time, the length of the movie. So an hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours. Depends on the movie you watch. Maybe you're watching like The Lord of the Rings and it takes you 3 hours. That's up to you, whatever movie you want to watch. The length of time to fill out this form. So it should take you about an extra 10 minutes if you're doing the form during the movie. But if you decide to wait till after the movie to fill it out, it should take you about 30 to 35 minutes after the movie is over. So total assignment plus the movie, total time assignment plus the movie, about an hour and 40 minutes. So best case scenario, you find a movie that's an hour and 30 minutes plus an extra 10 minutes after the movie, or up to 2 hours and 35 minutes. So let's say you watch a movie that's 2 hours long plus uh, the 30 to 35 minutes after the movie. You decide not to do it till after the movie, so that would be where I got this number from. So let's go over the questions. First, what movie did you watch? Simple enough, right? Where did the movie take place? What was the setting of the movie? So I even give you some sentence starters. Who were the main characters of the movie? Just tell me their names. Main character 1, main character 2. If there's another main character, go like this. Insert row below, and then it'll give you room to put in another main character. Describe the plot of the movie. So basically, tell me the events that occurred, the more important events that occurred in the movie. And I even put in the sentence starters for you, so you don't even have to go to the language success criteria. So in the beginning, blah blah blah. Thereafter, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, blah blah. Later on, blah blah. Eventually, blah blah. So this needs to be. You need to be able to tell the story, the main story of the movie through here. Okay, and I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. What was the problems in the movie? So in movies, there's usually one big problem and a lot of smaller problems. So the big problem in the movie here, and then another smaller problem right here. I'll show you an example of that after this. Describe the climax of the movie. This is going to be probably the hardest question. Remember, the climax is the turning point of the movie. It's usually towards the end, where the main character or characters change. Okay? So things begin to turn around for the main character when blah blah. Right? So the problem is building up, things are getting harder and harder and harder. Then something happens. Main character changes, and then the problems start to become solved or resolved. So how did the main character change by the end of the movie? This is probably the next hardest question. Okay? So describe what the main character was like in the beginning, and then the other main character, what they were like in the beginning. Then, at the end of the movie, how did they change? How were they different from in the beginning of the movie? So main character 1, main character 1, main character 1 at the beginning of the movie, main character 1 at the end of the movie, main character 2 at the beginning of the movie, main character 2 at the end of the movie. How was or were the problems resolved? Let's change that. How were the problems resolved by the end of the movie? So problem 1, which you'll get from right up here. What was the problem? So you can just copy and paste it. And then how was the problem resolved? What was the resolution? And then problem 2, you can just copy and paste it. How was that problem resolved? What was the resolution? Now, let me show you what that looks like. So, I did one of these. The length of the movie I watched was 1 hour and 53 minutes. It took me 11 minutes to fill out this form for a total time of 2 hours and 4 minutes. I watched the movie Moana, one of my daughter's favorite movies. So, the setting. Where did the movie take place? The setting of the movie was the island of Motunui and various other islands and the vast ocean. Right? Simple enough. I mean, I could have added like the island of monsters, where Maui got his hook back. I could have added a couple things, but I just left it pretty simple. Who are the main characters? Moana and Maui. Describe the plot. So I left out a couple things because I wanted to describe the main plot. Okay? In the beginning, Maui took the heart of Te Fiti, and the life that Te Fiti gave to the islands started to disappear and things started to die. Thereafter, Moana decided she needed to restore the heart of Te Fiti because of an encounter she had with the ocean when she was young and some encouragement from her grandmother. She was also sure that restoring the heart would save her island and her people. Notice how I didn't talk about the relationship between Moana and her dad. I felt like that was a side story that I didn't need to bring up. Moana needed the help of Maui to restore the heart of Te Fiti. She had to help him get his magical fish hook so that he could battle the great lava monster, Te Kā. Later on, they retrieved Maui's fish hook and set off to restore the heart. When they found Te Kā, Moana got overzealous and nearly got both her and Maui killed. Maui left Moana afraid that if he fought with Te Kā again, his fish hook would be destroyed and he would be, as he said himself, nothing. Eventually, Moana, with the help of her grandmother, mustered up the courage to face Te Kā herself. When she did, she was helped by Maui, who had changed his mind. She noticed that Te Kā wasn't a giant lava monster, but in fact was Te Fiti without her heart. Moana gave Te Kā the heart and brought back life to the islands. So I described the whole movie there. I left out some stuff. I left out the Kakamora. I left out the battle with the giant crab to get the hook. I left out the relationship with Moana and her dad. I left out Moana not wanting to be the king of her island or the leader of her island. I left out the stuff about the boats, and I just stuck with the main story. What was the problems in the movie? Here, what were... I believe that the problem in the movie was when Te Fiti lost her heart, the island started to wither and die. That was the main problem. An equally important problem was Maui and Moana lacked self-confidence. They did not believe they could restore the heart on their own. Describe the climax of the movie. So remember, this is the part where the characters change. All right, so I thought that the climax was when things began to turn around for the main character when Moana tells the ocean to find someone else because it had picked wrong. So she's showing she doesn't have confidence in herself. Then Moana's grandmother came to her and they sang an uplifting song together, and Moana gained the confidence she needed to complete her journey with or without Maui. So now she believed in herself that she could do it without Maui. That's when that was the climax of the movie. That's when things started to change. Now, how did the main character change by the end of the movie? So in the beginning, so I'm doing Moana first on this side. In the beginning, Moana was unconfident and foolhardy. She put up a facade of determination, but deep inside, she was unsure why the ocean chose her. Okay, so she was unconfident, but she acted like she was really confident. So that's what foolhardy is. It's where you don't really know what you're doing, but you pretend like you do. And she put up a facade or like a mask or something fake. So like a fake face of determination. But inside she was really unsure that this was right for her. Whereas by the end, Moana became confident in herself and did not rely on others to complete her journey. So here in the beginning, she thought only Maui could restore the heart. Here, she's like, nope, I can do it. It's my job. Now, Maui, on the other hand, in the beginning, he was scared to trust people, and he was always seeking reassurance and validation for his good deeds. Hence the song, You're Welcome. He thought his worth came from his magical fish hook. Oop. And this is why it's good to read stuff out loud. And not from himself. Whereas by the end, Maui learned to trust Moana and realized he was more than just a man with a magical fish hook. So he started to trust people by the end, and he didn't need validation. He got it from himself. Now, the last part, how was or were the problems resolved by the end of the movie? Why did this do this? Hold on. That's annoying. Whatever, I'll fix it. So the first problem was the heart of Te Fiti was stolen and was causing the islands to die. So the resolution for that was Moana brought the heart to the scary lava monster Te Kā because she realized Te Kā was actually just Te Fiti without her heart. The other problem, Moana and Maui lacked confidence in themselves. The resolution is Moana gained confidence as a wayfinder, and Maui gained confidence that he was more than just a man with a magical fish hook. Alright? So that's what it looks like to complete the assignment. The hardest questions are down here. The climax and how the main characters changed. So that's probably the ones you're going to spend the most time on. I'll upload this video. This one is one that we've watched in class before, talking about plot development. It's just like 4 minutes. And then I'll upload this video that I'm doing right now right underneath of that, right on this line here. All right? Have fun with this. Take your time. It's not a big deal. I know a lot of you watch movies anyway, so yeah, enjoy. Have a good week. Ask me some questions during office hours.